Professor, Physician, Epidemiologist. I am Dr. Sri Banerjee.
Hello everyone, I'm Dr. Sri Banerjee, core faculty for the College of Health Sciences and Public Policy at Walden University. And this database is actually pertaining to how to come about, come away with official government documents. This is a great repository for that. You can basically plug in any sort of topic area that you want to look into, and then a whole list of kind of official documents appear. And the reason that you would need to explore resources like this is because it's true that you already have existing databases that you are exploring in terms of looking at the existing peer-reviewed scholarly literature and things like that. But this goes a little bit in a different direction with that. This is what you would call a little bit more like gray literature. So if there's a congressional hearing that you want to take a look at what the proceedings were, this might be a good place for you to find that. And actually, this is the way I even came across this database, is that I was trying to look for some information regarding this, and some of the information about drug supply and the heroin drug trafficking and substance use, and some of the congressional hearings as to what occurred in Afghanistan in terms of the insurgency and things like that. So I'm just trying to describe to you the process through which a lot of these databases are discovered, and so that was my process of discovery. And so we're here, and so I could show you that resource that I just described to you, but let's go a little different direction, because most of those of you that are viewing this are probably in the health profession. So looking up something like potable water is a good environmental health topic. And that is for actually several reasons. One is potable water is notorious for breeding Legionnaire's disease. And so the reason I talk about Legionnaire's disease is because, especially when a lot of shops opened up, there was a lot of just sitting water there, maybe in their air conditioning units or places elsewhere, where a lot of this bacteria might have been growing. And so when places opened up after the pandemic, this was a real concern. I've been part of Legionnaire's disease investigations, being on the patient side, actually, being screening for potential exposure. So this document goes into potable water. If you look at this, this is a passenger train employee. And so just talking about how to deal with potable water within the train. And most of these, so this is Department of Transportation, DOT, but most of these are actually structured in a very similar way. You start with some general requirements. And they use terms like shall be, like potable water. So these are strong recommendations. Shall be adequately and conveniently provided to all occupants of a camp car for drinking, personal oral hygiene, washing of person, cooking, washing of foods, washing of cooking or eating utensils, and washing of premises of food preparation or processing. So it's, as you can see, the terminology and the way the words are written are very much in official terminology, and it tries to go into like one, two, three subtopics And then also there's Roman numerals after that, under flushing, because potable water draining and flushing can be pretty hectic, and so and trying to keep them clean. And actually, I'll show you in a second. There's actually 90 contaminants that are measured in potable water, and just drinking water regulations. So there's a lot of different contaminants that can be in there. So this is again going through my thinking process. The next step that you would take is looking at all the different categories of contaminants that there can be within water. So the Safe Drinking Water Act actually protects and gives individual states the opportunity to set and enforce their own drinking water standards. And that can be a good thing or a bad thing, because sometimes there's less regulation and other times there's more regulation. So the chemical contaminants, they can be lead, copper, arsenic, radionuclides even. And so going through these is good. Microbial contaminants, of course, groundwater rule, but how to disinfect. These are total coliform rule. This actually shows up, and I've taken I'm actually certified, registered environmental health certified specialist by the National Environmental Health Association. And one of the things that appears, you have to actually take a 4-hour exam, appears as understanding the role of the coliform rule, and how that is important in understanding total drinking water and safe drinking water. And then there's unregulated contaminants. Unfortunately, there's still a large number of contaminants which cause some disease, but hasn't been explored yet. So further exploration is needed there. So there you have it. This video has gone over quite a number of things. Just starting with looking at something like substance use, but then come across a database that actually has all sorts of government official documents and even congressional hearings and proceedings, to understanding how we can use some of these documents to learn a little bit more about a certain topic by visiting an official government website, such as the Environmental Protection Agency. So here are the connections. Here's a connection from individual health, from public health, from population health, and all the disciplines combined. And of course, we're still thinking about social determinants of health, because a lot of times, many of the times, the neighborhoods with unsafe drinking water are the very same neighborhoods which have experienced neighborhood level deprivation. So for instance, lack of access to food, healthy foods, healthy home environments, things like that. So all of this is described in this one segment. So go through this, pause it where you may need to listen to it again, and thank you for listening.